Looks like we're ready to continue on to the Void ship.
I won't tolerate weakness.
What's up, Bronlock? Hopefully you're doing well. We're about to go face the monstrosities on the bridge. Alright, lore warp.
I rise to the occasion.
The horrific vision is a product of the warp energies that permeate the bridge. Alright, so we're in a bad place, in other words. Let's quick save. Something bad happened, man. There's nothing good about being in a void ship and having a warp. Oh no! Nothing good about being stuck on a void ship in the middle of a void warp event. Just stuffed with Hawaiian barbecue? Nice. Chris and I had that barbecued chicken she made the other day, man. I've been eating on that all day. I think I have a little bit left for tomorrow, but she's got a whole nother chicken ready to be cooked that we butchered, so. Ethelthrad is clutching a bleeding wound to his chest, and he gives you a tormented look. Help? Help has arrived? Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid, but if there's any honor in you, at least we can die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue traitor. Yeah, unfortunately Theodora is dead. I found her and the Archmilitant in her study. His eyes widen. God, Emperor, preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead? The ship has lost its captain and the house its head? Ethelthred shudders and grabs his shoulders. As you watch, the sleeve of his doublet busts open. 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Kuthrad is performing here, the warp is too strong. I can't withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, and the warp rings in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. Yadira looks anxiously at Ethelthrad as she glances back at you. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are accelerating. Welcome to the YouTube channel, Solid. Don't forget we're multi-streaming on Twitch, so you can choose where you want to watch. Daily streams at 5:30 to 7:30 a.m. and every evening, 8 p.m. onwards, Central Time. We started early tonight. Alright, the ship can still be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the Navigator's sanctum. Ethelthrad stares at you and his eyes harden with cold resolve. Then we have no right to bow our heads. Kunrad is the traitor. You can see Konrad Voigtver clearly in the gloom. He is holding the now familiar broken blade stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. We are out of time! Ethelthred bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You can now see a wave run through the whites of his eyes, and they begin to fill with a sickly yellowness. Oh man, he's changing! He's converting. Draw your weapon. Fight for you, duplicitous cur! The rogue traitor's death will be avenged. What? Theodora is dead? He stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment. No, that can't be! Not now, I still haven't. Ethelthrad lowers his head. He sighs and locks eyes with you, his gaze cold, haughty, and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free of the warp. Watch over our realm, and farewell. Ethelthred, don't! Rah! Oh, yeah, he's gonna change. Oh. Not good. Not good.
I will deliver furious retribution.
Show them no mercy.
Here we go.
My place is at the fore. It will be done. Victory is imminent.
Nothing I can do more for him. Braunlock says it's always great to see how different art and media do the infamous Chaos Beasts in 40K. Hell yeah. Man, I was truly shocked when I saw the Chaos Marine at the end of Chapter 1 the other day. I was so disappointed that my first playthrough bugged out because I really was ready. I was ready to go to Chapter 2. I was like, fuck yeah. And then that fight took me like 3 tries to beat that Chaos Marine. But he's like massive, like 3 times our size. It's really cool stuff. Alright, you, my lady, can do study enemies. Nope, you're gonna have to come out of hiding.
I know what is to come. Will do.
Oh, and it missed on the chaos spawn. That's not good. Yep. Oh, and it's got to be within range, right?
No can do.
Target is too far. Bummer.
Anything else?
We can at least expose weakness on that guy. Yeah, walking tanks, for sure. I like how Abelard talks to himself all the time. Excuse me. Brace yourself, Abelard. Ouch! Well, I need to kill the ads
Eradicated.
quickly.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
She's not gonna be able to hit me from here.
Rejoice in battle.
Nope, no line of sight.
Doubt is for the weak.
Okay.
High momentum.
No.
It will be done.
Daring breach? Hell yeah.
No matter the cost.
Alright, let's just should be able to get this guy and then come back.
I've suffered worse.
Took a bunch of hits
Indeed.
though.
Reduce to dust. A tactically sound approach.
Welcome to the YouTube channel, Michael. Don't forget we are multi-streaming on Twitch as well, so you can pick your poison where you want to watch.
At your beck and call.
Daily streams at 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. and every night from 8 p.m. onwards. We're currently playing a lot of Rogue Trader beta, prepping for the release of this game. We're also doing World of Warcraft on the Moonguard server. Just finished up Wasteland 3. Waiting on Dune Spice Wars, which is coming November 28th. YouTube is where the most of the action happens. It's my full-time gig. We just started multi-streaming recently, so having a lot of fun with this.
Will do. On it.
Oh yeah, I got it. Expose weakness. Alright, you buddy. Not good. I'm in a bad position.
Nothing I can't do.
So I'm gonna end up triggering a attack of opportunity if I move, but there's nothing for it, so. Ouch!
Already done.
Argenta, my dear.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Yes! Nothing like taking out a Void Beast first time. That was awesome. I'm gonna have to put that up as a big bad boss fight. Gloves of Endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious, their allies gain a +1 bonus to damage. Well, let us put those on one of the assist characters. We're gonna quick save. Alright, that's done. Now what? Let's talk to the helmsman. Ravor, Master Helmsman, system status report. Ravor says, by the Emperor, it's essential. Living and breathing, the white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, that's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'd be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long. Alright, we need to reestablish contact with the Navigator's sanctum. It's our only chance of escaping the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Ha ha! Shut up! Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. He pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Renfail, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one here who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you more than anyone else deserve to take your place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. I'm ready. Let's do it. A vision of unimaginable vileness appears before your eyes. The flickering image shifts and wavers as if the azure feathered creature is constantly changing while still remaining the same. One of its eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. Its voice seems to seep directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears. And when I see this, the only thing I can think of is the Dark Crystal. Essence? Essence! Oh man. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all of the voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. Mortal. Wait, I need to do the, let's see if I can do The voice. Essence?
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate?
I can't do a very good Skeksis voice, guys. I'm sorry.
So many threads stretch between you.
Oh, I can't do it. I wish I could.
Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
Begone, Phantom! The demon peers into you. Your head begins to spin. Your stomach turns and viscous drops slither down your cheeks.
This shard of reality drifting through my domain is merely the arena for the one who dared to vie for the favor of the gods. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy to procure that which elevates a mortal above all others. A relic that would serve the edge of daybreak. The fate was assured of the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable. The aspirant was defeated, and thus gave birth to a new aspirant. Your image is woven in the tapestry of things to come. I see you on the day when the final dawn rises over the metal world, when the gates of the realm of the sorcerer open and the truth is let free. I see you at my side on the day I rise again. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances.
The demon reaches towards you and sinks a ghostly claw into your chest. A terrible cold binds your body, and a cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown pass before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The image replaces one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them.
The path is set, child of dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
So I apparently now have an evil, creepy creature inside of me, riding like a dark passenger. Shout out to Dexter. Robert turns around and looks at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who's standing next to you. Seneschal, the Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means that the Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed Von Valanka's flagship. We will honor his memory along with all of those that died this day. Ravo does not look away. He stares at you, his white brows furrowed. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain? It takes time for Abelard to respond. You watch as he grits his teeth, unable to bring himself to say anything. Finally, he adjusts his coat, straightens, and begins to speak. First Officer Abelard Wersarian is authorized to inform the officers. It is my greatest regret and indelible sorrow to inform you of the untimely passing of Lord Captain Theodora von Berlankius, rogue trader in the service of the Imperium. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. After waiting out the wave of shocked cries, Abelard glances at you and continues. By right of blood succession, with the absence of other kin who would challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Berlankius is Renfail von Berlankius, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade and the title of rogue trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time, but in the interim... Abelard stops short and glares fiercely at the confused officers. Have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord! It is because of his toils that we all still live. Excuse me. The Seneschal turns to you. He looks at least a half a decade older. The deed is done, Renfail. My apologies, I meant to say Lord Captain. So we've now been promoted. And the ship is ours to command. What's up, Chuck Finn? Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that the Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, he pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your a new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. Alright, so basically, we lost a ton of people, and now a bunch of people are getting promoted due to battle losses. Alright, summon the officers. A dozen pair of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Renfail von Valankis will personally conduct your day's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Alright, could you please introduce those present, Abelard? Excuse me. Alright, this is our Voxmaster. I'm not going to read through all these, everybody, because my voice is a little shot, so... They better have voiceovers in this game when it launches, or I'm going to be so screwed. Because if I'm playing this game like 6 hours a day, and I have to read through all of this dialogue for the live streams, I'm going to be so screwed. Alright, we have the Master Helmsman. And then a High Factotum. And then we have 3 officers overcharged overseeing the vital functions. Master of Ordnance, Infernus Master, and the Engine Master. Alright, thanks Abelard. Greetings to everyone. Alright, everybody needs to report. So, crew casualties, the results have been submitted. What does the High Factotum have to report? Still trying to compile a full account of losses, okay? Okay, we need to make up losses on the nearest planet, but it's under the control of the Winter Scale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We're going to have to make negotiations. Okay, Engine Master? Alright, the Chief Engine Seer fell. Alright, thank you for the report. So we need a new Engine Seer. Alright, Master Helmsman. The Navigator fell too. And there's one in the Navis Nobilite station. So I recruited her in my first playthrough. I don't know if that's a mandatory recruitment though. But she was a very interesting person. So we'll see if I recruit her again this time around. Alright, anything else? Master of Ordnance? Alright, so he's losing it. This dude's having a hard time. So what? So as the dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins, every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. And forces seize this mutineer! Dude, he slapped a guy earlier. Abelard is... You don't fuck with Abelard, man. Abelard grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all, your lordship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with this Master of Ordnance? Former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Alright, so I have... Oh wow, so I have the option to go Benevolentia and say, release him, I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not of the terrible attack we endured. Or I could execute him. Or I could say, experience Massive Ordnance are few and far between. So for that reason he remained in his post, I leave his punishment at your discretion, Abelard. 20 lashes a month for the next half cycle. Deprivation of officers' rations and privileges for the same period. The option to extend. Record that in his file. Abelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your stiveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened now seems to be dawning on him, and the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. Alright. Alright. To summarize, we've sustained serious losses. We require a new Chief Engine Seer and Navigator. Anything else preventing us from continuing the voyage? Ship needs repairs, which should only be carried out at Football Station. Alright, thanks for all your reports. Dismissed. Abelard says there's one other thing, confidential matter of the utmost importance. Your esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to the system for a reason, with a secret commission. I found the note. Lord Inquisitor, alright. I'm assuming you're referring to the contents of the note that I found? Okay. Lord Theodore was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, help him, and then deliver him to Footfall. That's Heinrichs. We met him in the first playthrough. Okay. Alright. Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. She also has a personal request when I have time. Daybreak, says Adira. Alright, come to your senses, woman. I'm trying to see the immediate future, Lordship, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. It's daybreak, or perhaps it's dawn, and it's ringing like an echo. Abelard says, we cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Do you have anything else, Master Tlass? No, not yet. Simply that the voices are going berserk. Alright. Time to get to work. Bronluck says, just left a comment on the WoW controller video, and although there is a Blizzard-made in-game controller support. The add-on console port is made for fans and is superior. I've seen it. I may take a look, but I like the way it's set up right now with the in-game stuff with Blizzard, because I can seamlessly switch between controller and mouse and keyboard. And when I looked at unless I'm wrong, the console port is like if you're just gonna play with a controller. I'll probably take a look at some point, but I'm enjoying it so far. I had a lot of fun today playing with the controller. Alright, where's Agenta? We need to go talk to her real quick. Here's a personal matter. Did you have a personal request? The cursed servants of chaos took the lives of your loyal crew members and they orphaned many children. Perhaps you could meet with the orphans. Sure. Dude, it rocked for the dragon flying, for sure. It just felt so seamless compared to the mouse look, you know? I'm a big fan of all controller gameplay though. Like as soon as this game launches, if it has controller support, I'll probably just play it on the PC. But if it doesn't have controller support, I'll get the Xbox version and play it there. The motley group of children and adolescents don't take their eyes off you, gazing as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Okay. Argenta addresses them. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you. Alright, I have options here. Smile at them. The Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. The children keep staring at you. A little girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier, and several other children follow suit. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. Suddenly, all the sounds of the module are drowned out by a very large sniffle. It has the effect of a dam burst, and you now hear whispers, sobs, and subtle grumbles. One of the older orphans, a teenager with a thin scar, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in the dozens for you, noble lot, and you just give us speeches?" Argenta quickly turns to the boy, with a flurry of emotion flashing in her dark eyes. Alright, address the children. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. He smiles grimly, not at all like a child. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks. Or worse. Number 3. The strong have the power to decide the fate of the others. The weak either obey or die. If you seek a different lot in life, boy, save your grumbling and look for an opportunity to rise above the rest. It's hard to say whether or not your words left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself up and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge, carrying packaged treats with the Von Valankius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. They just chuck the sweets to the kids like they're throwing candy into the crowd at a parade. Alright. Well, I've met with the children as Argenta wanted, so hopefully that placated her. Alright, that's a quick save, and if I'm not mistaken, we could probably go straight to the planet now. I'm doing it different this time because my first playthrough, I bugged it out because there's an insurgency that happens on the ship, and it's supposed to happen elsewhere, and it didn't trigger for me until I was leaving because I did all the other planets first, so I kind of did things out of order, and they've got it just bugged out. You're supposed to do Rikid Minoris first, so we're actually going to go straight to the main planet first this time, and that should theoretically not bug it out. Theoretically. Hopefully. I'll know more as we get deeper into this. We're going to go straight to the planet, but before we do, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes.